Hi, everyone of us actually knows how rapidly AI is progressing. And last year, total of $8 billion have been spent by the companies to get the AI inference from cloud. But my question is why? If you look just few weeks back, there are multiple open source model launched like Kimi K2.7, Kiwi got launched, and DeepSeek V4 Pro, Tencent High Preview, and then several other models whose inference stands at only $1 to $2 per million photo when that's compared to $60 from the proprietary models. I can understand that you can not use open source models right away in your in your code copilots because the most important thing missing in both the proprietary models and the open source model is the verification layer. So before explaining verification layer, let me tell you what the problem that is faced by most of the senior engineers and junior engineers. So let me introduce you to Mark, who reviews code for a living. But his team with AI is now generating more code in a day than he could review in a month. That frequently leads to production outages. But there is no way for a single team working on, let's say, two repositories to actually identify how their change is going to disrupt the production or disrupt the other code units in 50 other or 100 other repositories in a single enterprise code base. And this problem is actually called blast radius, and it defines as the change in code base, how it's going to affect the other code bases in the same enterprise. Now, if you go and look around at Reddit and other developer forums, this problem is not new. This exists before the AI era also, because in a huge enterprise, the number of repositories could range from 100 to 500 repository, maybe 10 million files. Not humanly possible to actually keep all these cross repository dependencies in a single human mind or a collective human mind. So this problem existed before AI era, but have been increased multiple folds after the launch of LAMS. 10 engineers are coding, they are writing 1,000 line PRs 2 days or 3 days, which a senior engineer can review. But now with the help of AI agents, code generation has become really cheap, and because of which developers are generating 10x more code. But the human reviewers have become the bottleneck because the onus of not breaking the production lies on them. So they have to manually review the 10x code by their own hands. And that is actually the problem. The production bug slips into the production. And the data on AI, the data on this generation is really overwhelming because now the time to review a PR has actually increased to 441%, and most of the hours 98% actually is being pushed by AI, which frequently introduce 60% more bugs in the single PR review. And just I'm asking just to look few months in the future when the already generated 10x code it will be used to generate. And if the 10x code is not being understood by the human or AI agents, how we are supposed to 100x code will be reviewed and reviewed by AI agents. So that will definitely be a very bad scenario. And for that, we actually have built ByteBell. ByteBell is the verification layer that helps you verify AI generated code leading to more than 93% accuracy with less than 20% of the total usage. This verification layer is accessible through MCP protocol, and that's why you can use it with any copilot that supports the MCP protocol, like Cloud Code Codex, Cursor, Kilo. How ByteBell is doing it? On our platform, you can dump any number of repositories with any number of files, and we use LLMs to establish cross repository dependencies, how a single line of code is behaving with respect to the module, with respect to the repository, with respect to the whole enterprise. And we save all these intent dependencies, graphs, cross repository, made it accessible to MCP. The verification layer actually, as I told you, has made really good benchmarks using our verification layer, your accuracy will increase to 93%. And in comparison to a single proprietary model like Cloud Opus 4.8 that only scores 68% on SWE Benchmark. The average pull request only costs about $1.2 because we use open source models all along the way. And if you ask the same PR review question and blast review questions to Cloud Code or Codex, they will actually spend 10 to $60 depending on how huge a code base is and how many multiple repositories are involved. And if you open any session, it will try to brute force the relevant context files from all these repositories again and again. But we store all these intent dependencies once in a graph and automatically updates it whenever there is a new commit. Our solution works on more than 10 million files model that you want on our platform. So let me show you how it actually works. This is our VS Code extension. That also, let me open it. I am signed in. Now you can see I actually have indexed 13 repositories till now. My stats are 14 repos, 8,000 files in total. MCP connection is this MCP URL. You can connect with any of your favorite code editor. And you will have to choose a smarter model. I'm using I'll use Vincent High 3 Preview and a very cheap model which is poolside Leguano. Let me search where it is. For an example, let me choose Grok 4.3. Now you can open a grounded chat and here you can see we have some features already built in so that you don't have to make the prompts yourself, because these are the problems which you face every day on a day-to-day basis. For example, PR review. So this is the PR review, sample PR review, in which this is the repository that I have already indexed, this one, the commit that we have already indexed, and you can compare it with any of the pending PR reviews and or any pending code base changes. Now let me show you the bigger one. This involves 99 file change Redux thumb, and it will show you what is going to be changed, how the functionality, and these are the blockers, changes that could block you, that could affect the production. And these are all the agents that have per file basis that have worked together to actually generate this PR analysis. If you want to see the changes on the respect to a single file, click on index.ts. It will show you what this file is doing today, where the change will land, and why this file is in the blast radius. So blast radius, I told you, is the layer. This is the single important feature built on top of verification layer, which is called blast radius. It shows you how a single change can affect other repositories in the same enterprise. So this change is going to affect Facebook React repository, Chart AI repository, TransactDB repositories. And on top of blast radius, you can build PR review, you can build code generation, you can build test cases also. So we also have developer plans available in which you can index 5,000 files for free and start using the MCP. And React ecosystem repositories, index repositories are available to everyone who wants to test our platform. Just go to bytebell.ai and the website will walk you through all the steps required to start using the MCP. Thank you. Thank you.